Hey everybody, Alex here out of the Park 21 Pittsburgh Pirates franchise, episode 10. Thank you so much for being here. New headset, so if I sound different, hopefully I sound better. That is the reason why. And speaking of things that are hopefully better, the Pittsburgh Pirates, last time we left them at the MLB draft, we were 25 and 37. Now we are above 500 at 55 and 54, right in time for the trade deadline. So we're going to go with a brief review and recap of the roster and how players are doing. A lot of guys obviously doing better for this team to be on the streak that it is currently on. Talk about the trade deadline. Not a whole lot going on for us right now, and then we'll play a game against the Cardinals. So, as you can see by our records, started on March 3 and 3, April 11 and 14. May was our roughest month at 11 and 18, but June and July have really shined kindly upon us. 14 and 11 in June, and then 16 and 8 in July. Take a quick look at the schedule. The offense is still not where I'd want it to be, but it's a lot better than it was last time. You say that for a lot of things in regards to this ball club. So right back in the race, and honestly, while we're still probably way out of contention for the NL Central, that wildcard spot's pretty weak, and right now we sit just 3 games out of that second wildcard spot behind the 59-52 San Diego Padres. It's still a mess. You got a lot of teams: Milwaukee, the Mets, obviously San Diego and Washington, all there, and Colorado's still kind of hanging around. Same with Miami, but hanging in there. And so that's all you can really ask for right now. Team chemistry has improved a lot. At one point, we were pretty content, and that's improved. Obviously, as the roster's improved, they've kind of gone hand in hand. Obviously, or unfortunately, still had some injuries to deal with. That's also kind of hurt us at the trade deadline. 3 guys. I think the last video, Tyon was already still hurt, hurt on rehab assignment, so his career in Pittsburgh's basically done. Chris Archer, unfortunately, was, I believe, injured in our last video, had come back in early July, and I was hoping to then parlay that rehab assignment into him being dealt at the deadline because he's a free agent after this year, and in his first rehab start back, partially torn labrum out for months. So that's going to end his time with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He won't be ready the rest of the year, and obviously not able to trade him now. So that was unfortunate because I was really hoping to get something out of him as the one obvious trade piece I was going to move. Blake Cederlin, a reliever who was pitching okay for us. The ERA looks ugly, but he had bounced back in kind of a second stint with Pittsburgh. His control had improved as well. He's got rotator cuff inflammation. He's out 2 to 3 months, so his season's probably done for Pittsburgh. But to look at the team as a whole, again, still 14th in runs scored, so that's virtually unchanged from last time. The offense is still really just crept along, but the average has improved. The on-base percentage has improved. One reason why we're so low in runs scored is because we have the least power probably in all of baseball. Actually, let me check on that here in a second. But 77 home runs, that's last in the National League. Look at some other numbers here. That's where you start to see improvement. The base running, the starter ERA, the bullpen ERA, especially defensive efficiency, zone rating, and errors all kind to us. So we're winning with some decent pitching and some pretty good defense overall. And so let me check that because I haven't yet. Do we have the fewest amount of home runs in all of baseball? We know we're last in the NL. What is the best way for me to do that? Let me try to mess around with it here briefly. If it's an easier way to look at it, and I'll let you know. Unless I'm missing something, and if I am, let me know in the comments. I don't think there's a way to sort it for teams like you can with player stats, but I've looked here in the AL, and no team is even close to only having 77 home runs. They're all at least in triple digits. So it looks like we're one of only, I think, 2 teams to not even have 100 home runs by the trade deadline. It's the Giants with 88, one spot ahead of us with our 77. So that's kind of the Moneyball approach, though. We weren't going to be a team that was going to look for a lot of power, but my goodness, 77 home runs over 109 games, I think it is. That is not a lot. That's obviously less than 1 per game. But let's look at the lineups here and look at what the bats are doing as opposed to what they aren't doing. Trace Barrera at catcher has really kind of cemented his spot as being the starting kind of daily catcher. There's still a rotation with him, Jacob Stallings. The average is kind of, ebbed and flowed. It's been 250, 270, right now sitting at 231. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the job he's done. And defensively, he's been really good with a 2.0 zone rating, thrown out a third of base runners, and pitchers have a 3.39 ERA whenever he's behind the dish. Backup catcher Jacob Stallings, again, they're still rotating a good bit, but Stallings is doing okay. 240 average, 297 on base. Not the type of season he had last year, which was excellent, but defensively, he's pretty good as well. 1.0 zone rating, throwing out almost 30% of base stealers. First base, that is where the power comes from. Josh Bell still having a really strong season. Probably has tailed off a bit. We'll check the splits here in a moment. But 22 dinger, 69 RBI, 62 walks, 88 strikeouts. So really good on base percentage. And the average has been more than respectable. Again, just compare that to how miserable he was a year ago when he had only 11 home runs, already doubled that total. Walked more than he did last year. Almost as many doubles, almost as many triples. How many hits? More hits than last year, and already in fewer games. And of course, he's going to just obliterate the miserable 2020 he had. I think he has cooled down a little bit. Let's check the splits because he got off to such a hot start. Yeah, let's see. 261 in July, 282 in June, had the 305 in April. So it has cooled down, but it's still been more than respectable. And for our offense, it's he's Barry Bonds, just considering how bad our offense has been as a whole. At second base, Kevin Newman has perked up. He's a captain. He's a good influence in the clubhouse as well on the field, hitting 280, 334. On base percentage, 9 home runs and a couple RBIs to his name as well. Fielding at second, it's been pretty good. I'm shortstop. He's not going to do well there. Shortstop's an issue for this team. We'll talk about it here in a second. But happy with Kevin Newman. Brian Hayes, it still has always left me like wanting more with this guy. Numbers look really good. He has improved. I'll look at his scouting here. You're seeing improvement in our last scouting assessment of him by scout Joe Delacari, but it just hasn't been there, production-wise, hitting 252, 324 on base percentage, 4 home runs, 45 RBIs, 11 stolen bases. It's fine. It's okay. It's not bad. I'm not mad at Brian Hayes, but for somebody that's supposed to kind of be a cornerstone, literally, because he plays third base and with our team philosophy as well, a young, hopefully emerging star, I would like to see more. Defensively, in right field, he's pretty average. Third base, he is strong. So he is, a well-rounded game overall. But I want that average to at least be, 280, 285. I mean, that would be ideal. I know he's not going to hit for a lot of power, but I'd like to see some more doubles. Maybe the strikeout and walks kind of change a little bit. Let me look, see if I can see what his expanded batting stats are. Get that walk rate above 10%. The strikeout rate is actually pretty good. My goal is 10% or higher walk rate, 20% or lower strikeout rate. So he's basically there, but I just want a little bit more considering how important he is to our franchise. Let's talk about him now, I guess. Taylor Walls. That's the one trade we've made at the trade deadline. The only trade we're probably going to make here at the deadline is adding Taylor Walls. He was with Tampa Bay. I'll show the details of the trade here in a second. He just started one game for us, just acquired him, as you can see, on the 26th. He was briefly in AAA, but I realized, Alex, you're stupid. Let's go ahead and call this guy up because I think we need the help. He's listed at second, but he's going to play shortstop, so let me go ahead and change his position. Not that it matters a ton, but I do like to put him at the right position, mainly because we had some issues defensively at the position, and that's kind of our one big weakness where I didn't have any good internal options to try to fill it. He's not going to be an amazing player, but good speed, good defensively, not going to strike out a whole lot, going to have a pretty healthy on-base percentage, and so high work ethic, ground ball hitter with good speed. I mean, I can live with that. So he was with Durham and Tampa Bay, hitting 249, 319 on-base percentage, stole 15 bases. So, he's signed for the minimum. He signed through this year, I think team control for however long it is. He's the 82nd ranked prospect in baseball. I don't know if he legitimately is going to play to that. OSA ratings are exactly like our scouts, but let's look at the trade we made here. We traded Jack Herman, an outfielder, Corey Wood, and Denny Roman for Walls and $500K in cash. Look at the guys we dealt away. We got a lot of outfielders in this organization, so I wanted to clear some space. Herman, 21. I think OSA likes him. Doesn't like him a whole lot more, but they liked him at least, and he was being really productive and high A-ball, hitting 297, 344. And so look at the stats, a little bit more than the ratings in this case. Pretty competent defensively, so maybe there's something he can grow into at some point. High adaptability is probably good for the Rays, and then just kind of a couple of throw-ins too. They would have done the deal for just Herman, but like to kind of throw in a couple extra guys. Corey Wood, 24. Where was he for us? He was also in high A ball, doing okay, just average, but just kind of a versatile piece for them. Gonna get on base a decent amount. And Denny Roman, a reliever, who again was probably pretty low in the organization. Yeah, he was bouncing between low A ball and A ball. Doesn't throw very hard. But just threw somebody else in just to kind of make him happy and give him a couple extra options. But one reason why I think it was okay to trade him, and let me try to find here, Tampa Bay, that might be a little bit more difficult because they had a lot of guys at that position where they probably just weren't going to play him. And I'm hitting all the wrong buttons right now. So Tampa Bay having a good year, but he was in AAA, was stuck in AAA. You look at their second baseman, Brandon Lowe, who signed through 2026. Not having the best year in the world, but feels like he's going to be their guy for a little while. And then you look at shortstop with Wander Franco. I mean, he's just an amazing player, signed cheap, having a great season. So there really just probably wasn't a path for Walls to play. So in my mind, a guy in AAA, they could be willing to part with somebody like Taylor Walls. So I've probably said enough about this guy right now, but you get the idea. We'll watch him play here in a little bit. We did get Brian Reynolds back. He broke his hand against the Braves very early into the year, 20 games in roughly, because he just came back a little bit ago. And he's back with a vengeance and doing really well on a great streak right now, hitting .310 this year. So that's going to be a big boost for this offense, and they absolutely need it. So happy to have Reynolds back in left field. Billy Hamilton has slightly, emphasis on slightly, improved in center. His average up to 212, all the way up to 212, 282 on base percentage. Of course, his calling card speed, stealing 16 bases this year, and he's just a monster in center field. Basic fielding stats, I mean, a +9 in his ZR is crazy. I think it's even better than last year. There's 8.6 with the Giants. So let's look at those expanded stats here for 2021. Yeah, making like 30% of remote plays, 71% of unlikely. Just really crazy numbers here. And so, if his average can bump up a little bit more into that 225 range, very similar to what he did last year with the Giants, I'll take it. So I figured, he was not going to hit a $190, a $184 for the entire year. He's going to be a one and done player, but give you something in center field, because I still have concerns about who our long-term center fielder is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Travis Swaggerty, who's currently in AAA, and I'm teaching him how to play right field. Adam Frazier, he was also slightly injured, had a knee injury, missed about a week, but he's back now, doing well. He's someone that I looked at potentially trading at the deadline. Didn't really get any great offers for him, but his arbitration estimate is going to be like $12 million, and we're so broke. This team is so just no money at all, unfortunately, with a very penny-pinching owner and Robert Nutting. So somebody that's probably going to have to go in the offseason, but we're gonna try to ride this hot streak and see if we can make a push here for the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. And Frazier, I think, will be an asset in that regard. For some backups here, we'll click through it here briefly, because I've talked too much already. Colin Moran, he's unhappy with playing time. The bat's heating up, but man, he's just an abysmal fielder. Just one of the worst in baseball. So he'll be expensive for an arbitration estimate next year. So I looked to deal him. There were very few offers out there. One, I think, with the Yankees for a reliever I thought about, but still decided against, because if Josh Bell gets hurt, at least Moran can play first base. We did have Cole Tucker starting at short, and he's improved a little bit, but not by enough. The bat just still not. I mean, he's gotten better. He had a really terrible start to the year. See his splits here. Okay, let's actually find the splits here. In March, I mean, he was, 0 for 18? Oh my goodness, 0 for 18 in March. In April was 222, then, nosedived in May. June, July have been better, but still not great. And then his fielding at short has just been, it's been disappointing. So you see him at short here, minus 3.2 ZR. Look at these numbers, 968 fielding percentage, some of the other metrics. I think I've looked at 971 efficiency, just bottom 5 generally for like everyday shortstop in baseball. So I just could not deal with the defensive problems, the errors. It's just too much right now. So he'll be a good backup. He can be some speed as a base runner, as a pinch runner, but that's why I did when I bring in Walsh, and we'll see what he does. Stefan Ailmus is basically become a defensive replacement. The bat's actually gotten better, 242, 310, for a defensive guy. That's actually not terrible considering the ratings here. And so he's going to probably just replace Kevin Newman at second base in late game situations, because Newman at second base, although those are okay numbers, the infield range is low, and he's got a plus 2.2 at second. So I don't know. I think Elmas is still better at second. We'll look at his fielding stats here. I'm sure you guys love seeing fielding stats in a video right now. He has to play second base, but he'll be very competent there just based on his ratings. One or two more players to go through. JB Shock, backup outfielder now that Brian Reynolds has returned, doing well, and I figured he would. I'm really happy with this trade I made in the offseason, hitting 270, 340 on base percentage, walking nearly as much as he's striking out, so happy with that across the board. The backup center fielder is a little iffy right now. We have Reynolds doing it, so Chuck can still probably play, and probably will play a good bit. So that's enough on the lineup. Let's look at the pitching staff. All right, go through the pitching staff here, and Joe Musgrove has been bit of a disappointment, not going to lie. 4.71 ERA, ERA plus of just 91. The home run rate is higher than it should be, and I gave him this long-term deal, so he's still cheap this year, but A little worried about Big Joe. I mean, I wanted that ERA to be under 4 like it was last year, and it just has not been there. So just a little frustrating, a little curious. And so fingers crossed he's able to turn things around the rest of the year. One big surprise to an extent, but just a rock star this year has been Cody Bolton. Really, I think overperforming his numbers. ERA of 2.15 in 12 starts. ERA plus of 200. The home runs over 9 are really low. So I don't know if those numbers are going to hold. I say that a lot with pitchers, but really doing well, which is good because all the injuries we've had with some starting pitchers this year. Mitch Keller having a nice season, 3.43 ERA in 22 starts. Strikeouts, 10.9, Ks over 9. So good numbers. All-star, rock star. Have to lock him up long term at some point, somehow, some way. We got to find a way to do it. Trevor Williams, doing Trevor Williams thing. Very respectable, 3.88 ERA. Just steady presence. Just pitched yesterday against the Cardinals. Unfortunately, it was a 2-1 loss in extras, but 7 innings, 1 earned run, was a home run, but struck out 5, didn't walk any. That is just a very classic Trevor Williams performance. So just looking at his numbers, just very steady here in our series, I think so far. So pleased with him. We flip with a fifth spot between Chad Kuhl and Michael Walker. Walker will take the hill today in his first start in a little while. Kuhl was starting to get kind of pushed around in a starting role, so we'll have Walker back. Plus, he was complaining to me about not being a starter. He's struggled more as a starter than a reliever. We'll look at his splits here briefly. 4.50 ERA as a starter, 2.4 as a reliever. So we'll see. That's the one weakness. I tried to look for some starting pitching help, but there just really wasn't anything available that I could afford right now. So I'll have a chance to kind of get some redemption back. In the bullpen, Nick Birdie, as always. I can't believe Nick Birdie did not make the All-Star game this year. I think that was just highway robbery. This dude's been robbed 2 straight years. He's one of the best closers in baseball. Someone that may have to get traded in very typical Pittsburgh Pirates fashion, trading closers, but the arbitration estimate is high, so we'll evaluate that. But I poked around offers, didn't like anything enough, a couple decent ones, but we'll save that till maybe the offseason to give that some more consideration. So let me know if you think we should trade Birdie based on how things go and, just the tight financial situation this team is in. Dovydas Novoroskis, I mean, this guy, I just don't understand how he's doing so well. I'm not mad about it, but 2.42 ERA in 49 games, 44.2 innings pitched, only allowed 2 home runs this year. Look at what he did last year, where he's one of the best relievers in baseball, and none of those numbers support that. I mean, OSA, our head scout, don't give any indication that he's this good, but he might have even added a changeup. I'm looking at that now. I don't know, but wow, how good has the Lithuanian Novoroskis been for us? Amir Garrett got off to a terrible start. His ERA was hanging out in the 6s at one point, but it's really calmed down, and I'm glad I stuck with him. Yeah, he just had a dreadful May, but June, July have been excellent, allowing, 2 earned runs over the last 2 months, basically in 20 appearances. So happy with him. He's doing well as a lefty out of the pen. Kyle Cricky, he's also come back after having a rougher last season. ERA over 5 this year. It's under 4, and ERA plus of 1.11. Our one All-Star this year was Steven Brault, who I consider putting in the starting rotation, but he's doing just so well as a reliever, I don't want to touch him. ERA 1.78 in 53 appearances, striking out 65 and 55 and 2/3 innings, 7-0 record. Knock on wood that stays true. So really, just could not sing the praises more of Steven Brault, and good in the locker room as well. Chad Kuhl, again, shifting back to the bullpen. He should have to do a relief appearance. His last outing against the Cubs, while we did win that game 11-4, he allowed 4 home runs, all solo shots. So kind of crazy there, giving up the long ball a lot lately. You see in his previous starts. So I figured let's try to make a change and have some healthy competition between him and Walker for that 5th spot. Blake Wayman, very steady as usual as a lefty. ERA just over 4 in 40 appearances. He only 29 innings, so he's basically just kind of been a lefty specialist in the sense of the word. Still a 3-bat at minimum, but you get the idea. 30 strikeouts over 29 innings, although the walks are still a little high for a guy with 55 control. I don't know why he's walking at the clip that he is right now. And finally, David Bednar, who basically replaces Cedarlin, who got injured. He's been up and down on our roster this year. ERA over 4, but it's been in very limited action, but we could see him at some point in this game, which we'll play here in a second. I do want to check out our prospects in draft class and give you a quick overview of how they're doing down the farm. Just going to go through some notables here, starting with last year's class with Jimmy Glowacki, who's healthy. Again, knock on wood here. I promoted him to double A. I'm actually looking at his stats for the first time since I did promote him, and not having the best start. It just seemed like he was doing pretty well in A-ball. He was hitting 18 home runs, pretty good numbers, and so I want to move him up. My concern, though, with Glowacki is defensively. Like, this dude cannot be an infielder with 52nd base rating and a 45 infield range, so he's probably going to have to become an outfield. The good thing is that he can play outfield. I mean, decent, probably in left, maybe right, definitely not center, but he'll play a corner spot at least for us. And he's still progressing. There is some growth here overall. So unless those defensive ratings really improve significantly, probably going to have to do a position switch there. But there is, I think, major league talent for him to get to the big league level. And we did not draft an all-star here, clearly, but I think we did draft someone with at least major league talent. Nate Stevens, catcher, doing pretty well. Last I checked in low A ball with the West Virginia Black Bears. You're hitting almost 300 and 27 starts. He was in low A ball all year long. Let's see, who's this? Chase Davis. Yeah, Chase Davis has been impressive with some power. The growth is still there. The potentials remain high. He's got a hip flexor strain, but that's minor, so he'll recover from that here pretty soon. Go through the rest of the class here. Some other notable names. The pitchers have done terrible, I think. Yeah, Leafs pretty bad. Abbott and high A ball, getting close to a 5 ERA. This guy, Justin Fall, is at 6.6, so probably missing all the pitchers in this class. Cole Carrick, catcher, I think has been okay. Maybe something there, still just 19 years old, although he's got a fractured hand. So many guys teams are injured right now. I'm going to have to fire my trainer after this year. Who else did I want to show you guys? We got Jeffrey Wash, because I drafted him at 16 years old. I called him Jeffy, but he's doing fine, I guess. This guy, the knuckleballer, Luke Turbeek, he's got a torn flexor tendon, so his career's probably over. Not a whole lot else going on. McMillan got good stuff. He's doing okay in A-ball. The one gem, though, of the class here is Will Klein, and the control is still an issue, but that potential is crazy high at 70. OSA likes him at an 80. I think I've shown him before. He's now in Double-A. I promoted him. Hasn't pitched a whole lot, but he's someone that could potentially compete if that control were to improve a little bit. He was down in A-ball, just I think doing really well, striking out 58 and 35 2/3 innings. So I figured let's just go ahead and promote the guy and see what he can do against the higher level of competition. Plus, the dude's about to turn 22 years old. To look at the 2021 draft class, Elijah Content, our first pick here, doing a great job here in low A ball to start things off. Patches, they call him, and he's making quick work here of low A ball. 7 starts, ERA of 3.1. Good strikeouts. The control has been pretty good considering how these things go. I think this guy could really have major league potential. So I think he was struggling a little bit more in A ball in one start. I don't know, our assistant GM likes to move these guys around a lot for some reason, but I'm content with Elijah Content and the job he's doing. Other guys here, not as much. Mike Fleming looks okay. I'm kind of regretting maybe drafting him. I don't know. We'll see how things go. One guy we did not sign, and I didn't talk about this last time because that was a draft episode, was Mike Baker. I tried to lowball him. He broke off talks. He's not going to go play account for the Golden Bears, so we're going to try to get him for next year. So unfortunately, we're not able to acquire him. We will get a compensation pick in the 3rd round, so we'll have 2 3rd-rounders next year, and I would definitely do my best to draft Mike Baker, so please remind me because I'm apt to forget. Vasquez had just a heck of a time trying to get this guy to pitch because he just had a lot of issues, and he was a closer for a bad team. He just wasn't pitching, so he's actually been batting more than he's been pitching. But we'll monitor him and make sure that he gets some pitching work in the rest of the season. And we'll just round out the top 5 here with Eric Hensley in A-ball, 5 starts, hitting 267. He was in low A-ball, not doing well, and got promoted for some reason, and he's doing better. So who knows? 22 years old, though, he's ready for A-ball. So that is the state of the team right now. Let me look at the standings, because you guys like to look at what's happening league-wide in baseball. So here are the standings for the AL. Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Houston, with the Angels. Red Sox have pretty healthy leads for the wild card spots. Rest of the league, Royals, worst record in the AL and the NL. Atlanta, St. Louis, poised to take the Central. LA running away with the West and the wild card standings. Here's the full standings with Washington, San Diego, and we are just 3 games out, 7-3 in our last 10. The Giants in last place. So let's get to the next game here against St. Louis on the deadline. We have Michael Wacha on the hill for the Pirates, and we'll take a look at the lineups. All right, taking a look at the lineups for the Buccos: Billy Hamilton, Brian Hayes, Brian Reynolds, Josh Bell, Adam Frazier, Kevin Newman, Trace Barrera, and Taylor, right? That's your name, Taylor Walls, getting to know him with Michael Walker on the hill. And the Cardinals, a lot of usual suspects: Colton Wong, Mike Moustakas, Matt Carpenter, Harrison Bader, Yadier Molina, with Miles Mikolas on the mound for the Cardinals. He's 4.78 ERA in 21 starts. Decent numbers, has struck out a lot of guys, ground ball pitcher. So hopefully we can get after this guy. We're facing Jack Flaherty tomorrow. I did not want to play a game against him because he's like 14-1 with an ERA of 1.74. I think like legitimate, just clear Cy Young winner numbers already, and I did not want to deal with him. We had him on opening day, and he smashes pretty good. So we'll have Michael Walker on the hill. Did I change yours to a starting spot? Let me change. Is he listed as a starter? I don't know, and I might screw up the game. So let me do that here quickly, and then we'll get into things. All right, I got Walker squared away. He was a 40 overall for a starting pitcher, so that's my just own paranoia. But more to the point, let's take on St. Louis in a pretty critical game here before the deadline, as we're trying to stay above 500, entering this game at 55-54. All right, Billy Hamilton will lead things off for the Buccos. You see their defense here for the Cardinals: Harrison Bader in center field, one of the best in baseball. Face the other center fielder, Billy Hamilton, with a full count to open things against the Cardinals for a 120 first pitch, or really probably 115 first pitch. As we'll let the text go through, and hopefully Hamilton doing well as the leadoff spot. He's hitting like 270. He was hitting poor in the 8-hole, so I want to put him in the leadoff spot with no other obvious option. Do we run on Yadier Molina, though? Generally, the answer to that has been no, but in his age, he has struggled a little bit more. I think we're going to test it. We're just going to do a steal second. They're probably going to pitch out. And Hamilton, he's going to make it in there. We can run on Yadier. This isn't 2010. So 17 stolen bases this year for Hamilton. As Brian Hayes will swing at the next pitch. Over to third. Hamilton has to hold, but that does avoid the double play. So Hamilton at second with one out. And Brian Reynolds with a full count. Reynolds hitting .310 this year. He'll probably chase ball 4 there, and he'll strike out. So for Josh Bell, one of the best hitters in the NL, and he'll try to show it here to left. I don't think that one's going to get over the left fielder's head. So we'll squander away Hamilton at second with no outs. And so some things change, some things stay the same. The Pirates' offense sucking remains the same. Michael Wacha, ex-Cardinal, on the hill. 3-1 count against Colton Wong. That's not a great start, as he'll have the leadoff walk. So both pitchers allowing leadoff walks. We'll see if the Cardinals can do more than what the Pirates weren't able to do. As that one rolled to first, Bell to second. That's to Walls, I believe, and that's the lead runner. They will not get the double play. So bring up Mike Moustakas, hitting 16 home runs this season. Really good power. Always a danger with the bat in his hands. The shift is on. He'll roll that to second to Newman. He'll throw to second, and they get a double play. Wow, nice job there. Good play by Newman, Walls to Bell. And so we'll head top 2 here as both teams escape the leadoff walks. Adam Frazier, 1-1 count. That'll be grounded over to the pitcher spot. He'll throw on to first, and that is the first out of the second inning. Kevin Newman doing well, really has kind of improved as the year's gone on. Still worry about some of the defensive stuff, but swinging a good bat as he will ground out to the pitcher. So the pitcher, Mikolas, pretty active here, covering the base paths to start. 2-2 for the recently acquired Walls. He'll hit that to third, a liner, and Mike Moustakas makes the catch. So Pirates go quietly top 2. So yeah, fifth spot's still open. Really no other trades we're going to make. I don't think the rest of baseball had any major trades. Nothing you really missed out on. The Reds were aggressive and acquired guys for some reason. They were like one of the worst records in baseball, so I don't know what that was about, but that's the quirks of the game. As Matt Carpenter rips that in between first and second into right field for a 1-out single. Bring up Harrison Bader. 2-2 count. Struggling this year, hitting .206, but he'll get that one down over the head of Brian Hayes. Will the runner take third? Nope. Reynolds will hold him, so Wacha in some trouble against Paul DeJong. Trying to work out of this 3-0. That's not going to help. Although DeJong's going to swing, has the green light. I think that's catchable by Reynolds. He'll reach over, make the grab. And so the green light does not pay off. Probably a mistake there. Let's see. We're going to pitch around because we got Mikolas on deck, so I know Wacha doesn't have the best control. 1-0 Molina. And I should have just intentionally walked him because Molina should bring the run in, and he will. So I made fun of Molina earlier for not throwing out Hamilton. He gets his revenge, as he always does, to give the Cardinals a 1-0 lead. As Mikolas going to put this in play, I think. And that's going to get through. Oh, my goodness. Giving up hits. Pitchers who can rake. No throw home. And it's 2-0. That one's going to hurt a lot. Got to stop the bleeding here. And I think that'll be popped up, and it will. So the Pirates will get out of it, allowing the 2 runs. But that certainly hurts, especially with their offense. It feels like 2 runs sometimes can feel like being down 7-0. And that's one reason why. A lot of strikeouts. And I'm supposed to have Trace Barrera start today. I think I forgot to change that whenever I went to check on Waka. So Stallings, I guess, we'll get to start anyway. So that's unfortunate. My mistake, as Waka will roll over to first. 2 away here, nobody on for Hamilton, who walked in the first inning. We'll roll over to short. Yeah, I just feel like this team, not only can they not hit, they just can't even get the ball out of the infield. That's what happens when you're the team with the least amount of power in baseball, unfortunately. Waka battling a lot of full counts here. That's going to be another leadoff walk, so that's happened in 2 of the 3 innings to start. And Waka's control is not great, although again, swinging 3-0 with a green light, that's going to be a double play. So St. Louis just has to let Waka screw up here, and they'd be doing a whole lot better right now, but still have a 2-0 lead for Aquino, and that one's caught by Hayes. And that will end the third. Cardinals still lead 2-0. Good, Brian Hayes leading things off for the Pirates, top of the 4th. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I know this is not the most popular video on my channel, but I know there are some people that really enjoy it, and I enjoy bringing you guys these types of videos. And it's been a little bit since our last video. And Brian Reynolds will hit that in the center field. So there's a ball into the outfield and a single, as that's the first hit of the ball game for the Pirates. So that's always fun to do that in the 4th inning. Bell will try to make it 2, and he will. That one will skip past the second baseman, and Reynolds will, thought about going to third. We'll think against it, though, and so runners on first and second for Adam Frazier. Big spot here. First time the Pirates are really threatening today. At least it's Hamilton as Frazier will hit that in the left center field gap. That's going to score Brian Reynolds. Bell's going to round second for third. Will he come home? He will hold, and so Adam Frazier with the double to cut the lead in half. Cardinals still lead 2-1. Pirates with runners on second and third for Kevin Newman. Newman, 0-1. That one's hit up the middle infield, and it's going to get past the shortstop. That's going to bring in 1 run. Bader's got a good arm. He's going to hit the cutoff man, and Frazier is going to slide into home plate. Pirates take the lead 3-2. I was not going to run on Bader because with how good he is, I was worried about that one. But Frazier has decent enough wheels, and the Pirates take the lead. Taylor Walls now trying to add on that one to short. For 1 quick exchange, and that'll be a double play. So tough start here for Taylor Walls. Cole Tucker saying on the bench, play me skip. Bottom 4, Pirates get 3. They're up 1. Facing Matt Carpenter, always a thorn on this team's side. And another 3-ball count for Waka, and that one is going to pay the price as Carpenter with a loud shot to right field. .425 feet for Matt Carpenter. Just talking about how big of a thorn in our side he's been. And, man, Michael Waka, I'm going to start having to warm somebody up because this has just been not his game. He's been really living dangerously this whole time. Another 3-ball count. He's really struggling out there. He's going to walk Bader. We're going to have to go out there and talk to him and try to calm him down. He feels great, but he's not pitching great, unfortunately. So that 5th starter, going to be a bit of a bugaboo, I think, for us, as that one's danger. Bader, that's going to get out. DeYoung, not even Bader. Doesn't matter. 5-3 Cardinals lead. So it just, if you play this game, it feels like every time you get a lead, the out-of-the-park gods take it right back from you. As I think that's probably going to be it here for Michael Waka. We're going to put in the man he replaced that 5th spot is Chad Kuhl. Do a little long relief. So close the book on Waka. 5 earned over 4 innings. Not the start we were looking for. And again, with our offense, it's hard to win these even relatively high-scoring type of games. Mikulot's going to put this in play, I think. Although weakly hit to Kuhl, who will throw to Bell for the second out. And I'll bring up Colton Wong to lead things off. Stack the deck for St. Louis. And that one to left field. Reynolds gives chase. He has it right near the left field foul line. And Cardinals get 3 as they reclaim the lead 5-3. Jacob Stallings, 2-2 count. Yeah, he's struggled a bit, though. The hits always seem to be pretty timely, and there's a good one in the right field to get things started for the Pirates. So we leave Chad Kuhl in. He just, how many pitches? He threw 11 pitches. The bullpen's a little tight, especially Birdie Neverauskas, so we're just going to have him bunt, and we'll see if Molina's arm will be able to do something at second base. Kuhl puts a nice bunt down the third base line. No way. Oh, that's ridiculous that's going to get there. Nice play by Moustakas. Stallings, so slow. So that didn't work out well. Hamilton now, 2-0 count. Up the middle, no. Grabbed by the shortstop. Hamilton has the speed, though. As Wong leaps over the runner. Chad Kuhl, I do not want you sliding into second. You have the jacket on. What are you doing? We're going to steal again, though. I know they're probably going to pitch out, but Hamilton has the wheels. I trust it. Oh. Let's try a hit and run here with Cabrian Hayes. 0-2 count. Pitch out. Won't swing. It's a pitch out. You don't have to swing at it. It's a hit and run, not a run and hit. That's disappointing. 5-3 Cardinals still lead here. Bottom 5. That one hit into center. That's going to drop at the feet of Frazier. A lead-off single for the Cardinals. Bring up Moustakas. 0 for 2 today. 2-2 count. Facing Chad Kuhl. Shift on. And into the shift. And how do we not make that play there? Is that Kevin Newman? I'm not sure if that was Newman or Walls. Might have been Walls, but come on. Gotta be. With the shift and everything, hit right to him. It skips through. Oh, no. Okay, it's gonna be one of those videos. Remember when the Pirates had the lead? That was fun. 8-3 Cardinals now. Oh, man. St. Louis is a good team, though. They're leading the NL Central for a reason. That's going to get over the head of Cabrian Hayes. Carpenter, they single into left field. Give second base a look. Chad Kuhl yet to record an out. 33 pitches. Let's get David Bednar warmed up. 1-2 to Bader. So that one, that might find some space. No, Walls is going to make the catch. Finally, Chad Kuhl records an out. Should have pinch hit for him last inning, I guess, in hindsight. DeYoung, the center. Can of corn for Billy Hamilton. That'll make it 2 outs with the runner on first. But more importantly, Cardinals still up 5 here. Bottom 5. Hopefully, Kuhl can get out of this. At the very least, 2-1 to Molina. That one hit left center. Hamilton with good wheels. He'll get under it and make the grab. As the Cardinals got, what, 3 more runs there. And it's 8-3 St. Louis. And we'll sit David Bednar down for the moment. Chad Kuhl's day is done. 44 pitches, 2 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Brian Reynolds trying to start things off on the right foot for the Pirates as they were down 5. 0-2 count. That one to center field, but Bader, you know how good he is. He's going to make that catch without any sort of question. Josh Bell, first pitch swinging. Shift is on. He'll hit into the shift. And that's quickly 2 away for the Pirates. We will get David Bednar warmed back up. Yeah, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do in the bullpen, that 5th spot, long reliever role, as Frazier pops up in the foul territory. Nice to see some kind of foul outs, though. I don't see that a whole lot in this game, so I kind of do appreciate that in a weird way. David Bednar facing the pitcher, Mikolas, who does have a hit today. Not there, though, as Bednar will retire him with a swinging strikeout on the curveball. Leading things off again is Colton Wong. No hits today, and that will continue as Bednar gets back-to-back Ks. Facing the lefty, Brad Miller. Again, another 2-2 count. That one hit to left field. Reynolds makes the catch with a bit of a shift on. Reynolds still able to come over and make the grab with just a little more effort than normally required. Top 7. This game's going by pretty fast on the Pirates. Guys start getting some runs here. Kevin Newman will start that journey off. 2-2 count. Mikolas still on the hill. As he'll hit that weakly in the right field. Will that get down? It will. Diving attempt by the right fielder. To no avail. That was Aquino. So, got some base runners today. Just haven't done a whole lot with them, unfortunately. Taylor Walls, be a good time for him to make a loud impression. As that one chopped to the pitcher. And Walls, I think, will run it out. He's got good speed and shows it there. So, a little luck. Better to be lucky than good here. Trying to find your feet. Yeah, this is actually his first time in the MLB. He had 8 service days with the Rays, but never appeared in a game. It didn't appear, at least not as a batter. So, that's good. Good job for him. Pirates probably start to think about bullpen stuff too. I'm just going to get a couple guys, a lefty and a righty, warmed up and deal with matchups here in a second, because we're probably going to have to replace Bednar with a pinch hitter, maybe a double switch. We'll figure it out here. But let's start things here with Jacob Stallings. 1-1 count. Stallings, that one's a fly out to left field. Easily playable by the left fielder. All right, what do we want to do here for potential double switches? Obviously, we're not going to have Bednar bat here. Do we want to just replace him? No, what do we say double switch? I guess we really don't need to do that, do we? Yeah, we don't have to do that. So let's go ahead and bring in a pinch hitter. It's Mikolas, the righty. Who do we want to bring in? I like JB Shuck off the bench, although Moran's done a really good job as a pinch hitter this year. So that might be our first guy here. This pinch hitter. He's hitting .333 as a pinch hitter. The strikeouts are the only thing that worries me, though, because he is going to strike out a lot, and Shuck isn't. But we're going to need offense here. We're down 5. We can't be just nickel and diming our way in. So we'll go with a little more power here with Colin Moran. He's unhappy about playing time, but he can show he deserves playing time with a good at bat here. So 1-2 count. That's not a great hole to be in. He's going to look at strike 3, and that's a big out number 2 for the Cardinals, and that was my concern about putting Moran in there. And now we have the light-hitting Billy Hamilton. No one's definition of power, as he's down 0-2. And he'll swing at strike 3, and the Pirates do nothing. All right, facing a lefty. Let's see, who's better against lefties? Probably Brault, I would guess. Check the splits here. Yeah, we're going to 0.47 ERA here versus lefties. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the all-star Steven Brault. We'll set Cricky down for the moment. And he's doing just an amazing job this year. Really happy with Steven Brault, as he will get the out with Newman throwing on the bell for the first out of the bottom of the 7th. Face the righty Aquino, full count. And he'll get him to strike out swinging. Nice job there. 99 by Brault. He can throw that kind of heat? I don't think he can. I'm not sure where they get some of these radar guns at. They're juicing the balls, they're juicing the radar guns, but 2-2 to Carpenter. That one's going to sneak on past the diving wall, so could not retire him. Rare hit by a lefty off Brault, and that will bring up Bader, the center fielder. 2-1 count. In the center, Hamilton, no issue there. He'll make the catch for out number 3. All right, 6 more outs to go. Pirates going to need runs, and the problem is they're bad at getting runs this whole year. Brian Hayes, 2-0 count. That's a good start or a good place to start, I should say, but that's not a good ending, as he will ground out to second base for the first out. Brian Reynolds, 2-1 count. That one's going to get over the head of second baseman. No, I don't think it will. And it will be caught by Colton Wong. So 2 away here. Josh Bell, 1-1 count. Quiet day today. That will try to liven things up. Will that get over the left fielder's head? It will, and it'll get out of here. Josh Bell, home run number, I believe, 23 this year for Josh Bell. Number 23 for Josh Bell. What a year he has. Unfortunately, with no base runners on and being down 5, it's nice, but it certainly will not be enough. Adam Frazier, 2-1. That one to left field. That will drop at the feet of the left fielder. So, Pirates getting something going here. Hesley's been pitching right, and we recognize the pitching change. Kevin Newman hitting .283. Big spot here. Trying to get some base runners on. 0-2 count. That one hit hard, but to the shortstop, and that will be out number 3. So the Pirates get 1, but still down 4 with only 3 more outs to go. Of course, until we get to that point in the last 3 outs of the Pirates, Steven Brault will take the hill again. We will warm up Cricky. Let's see if Brault can get through 2 innings today. He's got 19 pitches, though, already. That one grounded to Walls at short on the bell for the first out. Molina, 1-1 count. And again, if we do lose this game, this will drop us to 500, 55 and 55, and every game counts here in this wild card chase. Fortunately. All right, Goldie, 2-2 count. Pinch hitting, 1 for 6, and Brault will get the strikeout. So nice work there from Steven Brault. Maybe he should be the number 5 starter. What do you guys think? Should I just give him a shot there? Because he's doing really well as a reliever, but we need that number 5 starter. Scuffling for it right now. So let me know if you guys think who should be our starter. Waka, Cole, Brault, whoever. But until then, top of the 9th here with Walls. We'll have him hit, I guess. 0-2 count against Brandon Workman. And Walls is going to strike out. Stallings is up now. Full count. had some rallies before. We had a rally against the Reds the other day. Though that was the Reds made some errors. We really didn't deserve to win that game, but we did. I will get Cricky warmed up. Not yet, because if we have a rally, I mean, it's going to be a while, so I don't have to really worry about that right now. All right, now we're going to go to JB Shuck. Someone does not strike out a lot, just trying to get some base runners on. That's going to be the key here. So that will replace Steven Brault. 2-1 against Workman. Shuck down the left field line. That one's going to get off the wall there as the runners are going to go. I'm worried about this one. Shuck, why are you being so aggressive? He is in there by a step or two, so nice bit of hitting for JB Shuck. Still down 4, though. We want to replace Billy Hamilton. Do we have another outfielder? We really don't right now, so can't really replace him. Extra bench spots going to the infielders. I've tried some bunt hits. I don't think that's a good idea to do right now, so we're just going to have him swinging away to face Hicks. Oh, Jordan Hicks, not injured in this game. He is having one heck of a season, so the only good thing is his control isn't the best, and I don't want to hit the button because it's going to be a 2-strike count, and that's bad. Now it's 2-1. All right, I reverse psychology there as Hamilton. You can't run on Bader. That's too shallow. We're not running on Harrison Bader. Nope. Not down by 4. Are we going to test that, especially with Stallings running? All right, Brian Hayes, our last chance. 2-0 count. Hayes, diving attempt by the shortstop. I don't know who's running there. All right, so it's an infield hit for Brian Hayes. Again, unfortunately, still being down 3. Got Reynolds and Bell, though. 2 guys are going to do it. What's Reynolds avoid K's? It's 55 with good eye. All right, this is the guy we want. We want Reynolds and Bell up right now. 0-1 count. That one's going to get away. Pass play. It's going to bring home the run. Pirates only down 2. So Reynolds, chance to tie things up. I suppose he did that. Already had that opportunity. Hayes moves to second. Is there some late comeback rally cap magic for the Pittsburgh Pirates? 2-2 count to Brian Reynolds. Hicks will throw down the left field line. That's going to get down. Hayes. Oh, how do you hold there? Hayes has to come in. I know you don't have to run on that, but come on. You got to have a chance. All right, so Josh Bell, I need to get somebody warmed up. I'm forgetting about the situation here. Got to get Cricky going just in case. Still down 2, so set the scene. Pirates down 8-6, top 9. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Josh Bell, one of the best power-hitting first basemen in the NL, facing Jordan Hicks, one of the best and hardest throwers in all of baseball. Let's see what happens. 1-2 count. Bell, he'll look at strike 3, and the Cardinals are going to win this one 8-6. How does Bell not swing the bat? And the Pirates will drop to 55 and 55. So take a look at the box score here. 8-6. Pirates with 12 hits, but just not enough. Too little, too late. As for the Pirates, a lot of hits, 2 apiece by Reynolds, Bell, Frazier, and Newman. Stallings went 1 for 3. Taylor Walls, newly acquired, goes 1 for 4. For the Cardinals, they were led by Matt Carpenter, 4 for 4 day for him. 1 RBI, I believe that was the home run. And Paul DeYoung with another home run as well, his 7th of the season. And Goldie 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. And yeah, that was Carpenter, number 9, the 4th inning. That was a big one. And DeYoung had a nice one as well. Aquino also a 3-run shot, I believe it was. So that is your box score for your batters. For the pitching staff, Michael Wacha struggling his first start back in the rotation. Chad Kuhl, no better out of the pen, so we'll probably flip those guys back. I don't know. Again, let me know if you think Brault should get put in there or what. At least David Bednar and Brault had clean innings in the pen. Mike Mikolas gets the win. He'll go to 8-9 on the year. 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, no home runs allowed. Bullpen made things a little messy, a little interesting late, but did enough to hang on. Jordan Hicks getting the save, his 27th of the season. 46,000 attending Busch Stadium to watch the Cardinals get the victory. So we will leave the game. Injuries, because minor league injuries, of course, they exist. And so that's where we'll leave you guys. We'll come back some point, maybe around September. Check in on the team. Let me go ahead and finish the day. That'll end the trade deadline. We have a pitcher of the month. Okay, cool. Let's while we're here, I guess while I'm with you guys, player development update. See if anything's interesting here. Siedelin, he drops a bit. Cricky, current potential movement ratings go up. Oh, it's always weird when the you have ratings to go up and you overall drops. Voice find that a little curious. Just scroll through things. I've scouted some of these guys before, so these aren't always huge surprises. Frazier, some improvement, some drop with the second base play. Got Brian Hayes showing some improvement. Again, that's not a big surprise. Ailmish showing some drop, but overall ratings improving. Chuck, I think I've already known about some of these. Jimmy dropped. Yeah, I knew about that already. Tyler Nevin, potential first baseman. The future, though I still obviously very happy with Josh Bell, who'll just be very expensive going forward. And Chase Davis, we showed you earlier, improving across the board. So happy about that. And it looks like Keller was voted the best pitcher of the NL in the month of July. 5 starts, 1.99 ERA, 4-1 record, striking out 43. And you can read the text here, so I'm reading it back to you guys. Anyway, so that will close out the video. We are in the hunt here. We are still 3.5 out, so it's going to be a battle. Don't like our odds to make the pennant chase, but we're going to give it our best shot. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll talk to you soon.